zachitika kuti zachitika nthawi zanji kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero kuti zochitika mdziko mwanu momwe zisamakuphonyeni.
Kodi mpakana Prophet Shepherd Bushiri akhoza kupanga zinthu zonse zomwe wanena Kamangila omu yakani pomwepo pamene takubweretserani zomwe Alexis Kamangila wanena zokhuza Prophet Shepherd Bushiri. Ngati mwangotipeza kumene tapangani subscribe komanso like kuti update ina iliyonse isamakuphonyeni. Kamangila wayankhula motere.
Utambwali wa Bushiri koma beyond utambwali uchigawenga wa Bushiri ndio sayamba wina ndio kuti amayankhula yekha pa video kumaona zimene akuyankhula kuti munthu yitu ndize scammer, munthu yitu is a fraudster, munthu yitu ndiwabodza, munthu yitu ndiwobodza kuti amabera anthu mosapanda manyazi ndipo mosaganiza kawiri katatu. Ndangopanga share umboni wa rapist onesa kuti Bushiri ndi munthu wogwiririra. Now chifukwa chimene ndapanga chimene chifukwa chonena chani mlandu wogwiririra ndi mlandu waukulu kwambiri. Kumalawi kunoko rape the final kapena kuti chilango chachikulu kwambiri pa nkhani yogwiririra. Munthu akagwiririra ndikuti akaphedwe kukanyongedwa. Anthu ambiri simaziwa zimenezi kumano mulandu oti wagwiririra kumapeto kwake kwa mulandu kapena chilango chomalizira akakupeza olakwa amatha khoti litha kugamula kuti ukaphedwe. Ndifake ndapereka when mukamamba za milandu timakamba za milandu yaing'ono ndi timakamba za milandu yaikulu madimina mamisdimina ndi mamisdimina ndi maferone. Mamisdimina ndi milandu tating'ono, maferone ni milandu ikulu. So rape kumaso kumaferone ku milandu ikulu kuliso milandu ikulu ku milandu ikulu yo ndeno rape ndi ili pa imaikidwa pa level imodzi ndi murder. So that's why I've just given evidence rape but also proving murder. The evidence that takes kurubange umboni umene umafunikira kumaso the standard of proof, though it's all beyond reasonable doubt, but because ndi mulandu umene nthawi zambiri umakhala kunena kuti umatha ukathera ukapeza kuti walakwa kubadwa lepo umene nthawi zambiri amapereka 14 years 21 years especially if it's defilement 21 years. Mulandu wa mada umafuna umboni wambiri umafuna zambiri ngoti kumalawi kujasiti mapanga mmene zimayenera kukhalira kuma maiko oti olongosoka oti justice system yawo it advanced ndi ndalama zokwanira ma investigative capacity yawo ndokwanira ngati apolisi komanso even the Department of Justice itself ngati ma prosecutors amakhala kuti ali well trained. Apolisi sadikira kuti munthu amukhomi ndi hamala kuti munthu javomereka aende aluze umboni umenewo kumpanga tocha munthu mali iko ngati amenewo amaonesesa kuti nkhani iyende bwino kwambiri. So I'm trying to use the standard, the international standard. I don't want to use Malawian standard. Ndikuuza especially South African standard imene so better than Malawi. Chifukwa milandu imene Bushiri aja anapanga ku South Africa. China chimene ninganene kumayambiro kuno kuti ndamene mafotokoza za umboni umene ndapangira share and why I've just shared umboni mozi. For anthu ene amakhala bindika mtima kufuna kuteteza chigawenga ndimva ndiwo ngopenga umboni walepo kananka umboni wa mada unanena kuti imene inthu wakupha munthu ngatana gwidira ndi mukakaikeso za mada kuti ndi wakupha ati ayefu iweyo brainwashed idiot hope kaira zavuta lero prophet mulungu wanu wavuta hope kaira akuti ineyo ndine fu ndipo brainwashed hope kaira a prophet is avuta. So the problem with the women, there are some women that would defend a rapist, and I have a huge problem with the women in that regard. How can a woman defend a rapist? So munongati mere Bushiri. So the za Prophet Bushiri. They mere Bushiri yo. You can't talk about Shepherd Bushiri without talking about Mary. Mary is part of the syndicate. She's part of the criminality. Uchigawenga wa Bushiri, Mary is part of it. mene Bushiri mkazi wake uja koma amakhala ngati just washing face kuti Bushiri just kamuvuta then mene uja amazotulukira ngati ngati victim kuti zinthu mene is part of it my side chick ena Bushiri mene uja amaziwa Bushiri uja amayankhulana ndi zibwezi zake mene uja ali ndi mene uja kwa mzalandi kwa mazi amaziwa. Of course, but zibwezi zina zimene samaziwa zimene zimakwiya anonso pano ngati ija ya 43 ija. So ninasanga ya 43. Okay. Bushiri can't stand with me in court because he knows I will crush him. That's why his only narrative would be Misala and kumpempelera. Because Bushiri, I can finish him off in one case. If you attack one of us who is matter the instance, the problem with Peter Sampo, so now he's coming on Facebook. Oh, Facebook is back. Welcome back, Madolo. I hope Kaida, I will yes, somebody has sogonese come Nzosatheka. Hope we are doing fufuza so hope. Anyway, so maybe this about Bushiri as mine. Fan hamena mabilisa kazi kwa Bushiri. They are the women, the girlfriends are Bushiri way na mapita sonda kazi na so kwa Bushiri. Kodi do sex to Bushiri is part of what keeps him what he is. Zomwe mapepelesa and hama teka nazo mu dark world more. So I will explain these things because I have been I've been following Bushiri for years. I know what Bushiri does. Bale wage wa Thai Green. Mamuzua bale wa Thai Green. I think the David Kaliran. Kuma he's a Kaliran and he was a pastor. He had a huge fight with Shepherd Bushiri. And that time, it wasn't popular to fight Bushiri, and a lot of people were not informed. But then I followed the battle, and the time I think in a career and some as well, Balewa Onga, the Menality, Thai Green, as a car involved in money laundering. Because Thai Green is involved in money laundering, and that's where the family feud. That's why one of the issues with regard to, so I've done, when I stand here on the camera, Nima Kawa Gurinda Banga spend 3 days reading around the area. Chimene Nukuna Wufo Guzina Nima Kanaka 3 days in wedding, going through, Zinzoni Guzizi Wagari, but I go through and read around, even in Bushiri and I'm wedding, I've studied him. My videos are made down here, Singa Wanise Ugumizan, my videos, or say about Facebook. Nobody Sumpanga Jose Muzungon, my video Bushiri. I've listened to what he preaches. His message is what we call theological materialistica, the theology of materialism, which is a theology that fake prophets use, the theology of materialism, where they give false hope or they give a hope. Don't work hard. Don't worry about working hard. God is going to do for you. He's going to make it. The whole concept of miracle money. There is nothing like miracle money. I can challenge you. In this world, there is nothing like miracle money. You either work for it or you steal. That's 2 ways of making money. You either work hard to get money or you steal. So what Bushiri talks about miracle money, it's either Antwenaga Guiranchiro Zao, hard, Yojan Wabea, or Yoja Waba, dramas Nugwa Gaira Antwenaga kwa sintamon wow, kwa dabisa Antwenaga with the money that they are stolen from somewhere. Muchechi mujedu maka maponzi theory, maponzi scheme. Ukubwa Bushiri, ndwabo yera kunena kuti wina yesa mene ndika nzeru pang'ono. You don't need to be very intelligent. So you ukale ndi nzeru zambiri mbiri. Kuti uziwe kuti Bushiri he's trashy. He's actually stupid and he's a thief. Bushiri is stupid. And he steals from me. He's stupid because he steals from the poor. Bushiri uje amaba kwa wina liense, amaba kwa antolemena, amabela antolemena, amabela maiko, amabela poor people. Even the sick and Bushiri will steal from them. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn. Bushiri anyamata golida aja ndakutumizira video ndapanga share video anyamata mezimbona ziyanduzonina kuti munthu mena kuyankhulira mjoti nikaopa kupita South Africa machiona chikunthu chimene chijacho chimene chijacho ndi chigawenga kana ndiye chikunena chigawengacho chikuzani kuti nikaopa kupita South Africa fa cha Bushiri so chigawenga ngati chikumuopa Bushiri ndiye mugenza kuti Bushiri ndi ndani chigawenga Bushiri anachibera chigawenga Bushiri uta ndikanga kama ngawenga mangona basi ndesi kama unataka kusamba olo ndama takhajo nani Bushiri sanaoneke po osamba. Now that is ndimacheza chabe my introduction amene ndimapanga awatu mumva zinthu lero mumva zinthu Shepherd Bushiri. Shepherd Bushiri. I wish I'd found his name. Dzina lake nini. Father Shepherd Lijandroji was basa. Ndipeza. I'm still investigating. Kuma jina Bushiri ndona oda malipira amikoza jama hapa sandalama. My social media influencers, they pay them. I know that. Sumuzabeza ma stories lembedo oipa Bushiri. Ajina mpinga jirama tabu lembedo bintaina choipa. Njani taimena Kamangila ajina mpinga jirama. Kuba Bushiri never, nada, zero. Aina Bushiri amali bila kwa antu madolo amapanga delete bad media. Ina aga kalemba South Africa kuja kakatantani they have a way where they go into the system. Yeah, they have a way. I can't explain this because it's in YT, but in ndikapasita mapunziro abwino on this ndizazipanga expound because Bushiri ujandinai na mpaka na agwe D. I mean ujayo atera D. And I'm saying this because I'm not alone. He who is in me is greater than Bushiri. He who is in me is greater than the one who is in the world. You know, I come in Bushiri with one weapon, the word of God. And we will see. You will see what is going to happen. In fact, Bushiri mistake yomusumina Peter Sambo. That's madness. Whatever you have in your closet, the things that you have in your closet, you don't have a right to masumira antu. Like Bushiri weyo tinzeruta kutochepa. Sungai your street smartness. You do not have the capacity to be suing someone. You don't have you don't have the hands, to be going to court because your hands are so dirty. He who comes before equity, must have clean hands. Your hands nani nagai kulinga kali kwa chapa ndi boom. Or kwaika washing machine for days. Your hands are dirty. You can't go before equity. Sungama fune mareme de equity. Iweyo Bushiri. Just justice system. Iweyo you are among the key people in Africa that has caused injustice. So I know good in the men dan cause ministry, but many lupanga za Bushiri. But like Albert Angel, who is a father or be so my fight is huge. That's why I feel sorry for Malawians when they don't understand the kind of risk I've taken since 2024. That's why you are very stupid because you do not understand the risk I've taken. And I've taken that risk not to be praised. People are stupid. They think hey, Kamangila, no, he's strong. Oh, hey, he's brave. That's nothing to me. What are you doing to these revelations that I've been giving you, these informations I've been giving you? You want me to review things in a name way, the Tamange, the Tamangsan in down to Koti, in a name way, the Dandani. You are pathetic. And it explains why the country is where it is. But not anymore. You have to wake up. Most of the youth are stupid. And in a black teacher, Lester is stupid. Like he's stupid. And Lester is more stupid because he has gotten education, but that education has not removed his stupidity. He says things. So, Lester, but when he speaks my work, he will say, it's nice things. And then the substantive issue, when he is now dealing with the substantive issue, Kamangila crash. But he will not explain, justify why he's crashing me. You know, I'll give you an example. So I know too much, and I read too much, and I follow too much. I read people. When people speak, I listen to even what they are not saying. So, the video, Lester, the black teacher, made. It was clear kuna udi mutameja nanda ndama kwa jina mpinganjira, nanda ndama kwa jina bushidi, nanda ndama kwa antukosia na siyana mendu gulimbara na. Faka teweja indi all the money. Ndama zosezija. Account number 1 should be called cartel account. Hello? Amalawi, account number 1. Ndama zabo mazosezi, many wabida account yani. Ndama account major is account ya cartel. They can access that money. Achinaka winga Apostle Clifford Kawinga. Why does one person have 3 companies, all of those companies getting contracts in billions? And you say you have a country, you have a account number 1. No, you have a cartel account. In a Clifford Kawinga, they had. That's why they were involved in the issue ya Amalis Hotel. The reason why he was paying the 65 million to Malondela is because he's very critical in the thick of things of corruption. So and how mabida would abana zati food up. They antajama tandizana sibi nkani ya mtu mmoja ndio madu akawinga Apostle Clifford is kwakuza jana Kamangila ngobenga angu chula. Munamumba zimana yankula Malondela Izizi pa Facebook ndipo munavenga ma screenshot. He said ineyo ni kwa tumizira message da kutuonesa umpono unena kuti sana ndire ndama ineyo ndifake ninka oba ninka nena kuti sitakumane ndipo nsala ndire ndama ndakalandira ndama zimeja bwezi ntatani nditapusa bwezi ndiri chitsiru ananena chonje bwezi ntaoneka ngati nda and Malawians move on from that. And Malawians, you want this person to continue being chairperson or inquiry. For God's sake, what the heck? Who are you? Ni madaba kuti who are you people? Nijani kweni anakupwisina ndani. Olokanyimbia anakupwisina ndani. Because you have a whole member of parliament who is a chairman of an institution, of a structure that his standards of accountability has to be so high. You know, because he's trying to review corruption that happened in the Amalis Hotel. And this person says, and that's in defense, well, we don't 65 million from a business person who basically gets all the contracts. These days, I mean, the new Sata, the new Zune Sata, the Clifford Chawinga. And I have evidence. There will be a day that I will just talk about Chawinga because maumboni ndito ndiyo inaenda kama kuza ngati maumboni aineyo ndiyo mwaka. Do you know kunena kuti FDH Bank is a bank yomwe anthu akugwisa ntchito kubayira ndalama ku Malawi? When I say kuti crime mukamfusa Alufandika ningu kupasani TV mene. Just ask Alufandika, where is Alufandika? Why do you think Alufandika left the country? Ngati wabwelera mwina ngati wabwelera pene DVB ya wina. Komano one thing jimene Alufandika ngai ndapeza ntchito kwa one ton country andapeza ntchito ku Iraq kakuchanya kuti ndichanja amatawa milandu amenoja. I have got evidence to him stealing money from government account through the FDH Bank. So Ashina Mpinganjira, when they say don't listen to Kamangila, they know what I have. And they know they can't give me money because my integrity is worth more than any amount of money in this world. Malawians, you have never had anyone who can tell you that with evidence. You think these Indians haven't offered me money? You think these Paki Mwenyes from Pakistan, you think they haven't offered me money, really? You think Nzosatheka jarangoona kuzinzukuchitika because Nzosatheka is 2 hours away from me. You think they haven't offered me money, really? Eh? And amapulira ngatama bilika ndrama kwa zisele kwete zandu zoti zopanda ntchito. Then you think the work I've been doing the last 2 years, basi they can just watch. The fact that I'm zigoba so bad nanzero kumanda that I've given 22 million, I've been given 60 million. You know, do you know the cartel I'm dealing with? this industry, their industry, I'm stopping. It's a multi-trillion dollar industry. You know, the revelation of corruption, meaning at a grand scale, I'm doing, it's a multi-trillion dollar industry. Not the quarter, multi-trillion. They are going to pass in 60, less than 100 million in Indusia, no good in the poop. And in Uman, hey. And they give you lies. And they say, one cheato, this maid, he impregnated this maid. Okay. What's the name of the maid? Where is the maid? You think the cartel cannot give this maid a house? Good way to go you are packaged. That's a package. Yeah, all your life, you are covered. You should come out and you should review everything. You are stupid people. Ajina Hope Kaida. Very, very stupid. And that's why Bushiri takes advantage of you. And Hungara in Bushiri. Because in Bushiri, they're not sharp. Bushiri, mena mabita of South Africa. Anali, Muntoni na kunena kuti, he had a vision to really preach the word of God. I can tell you that. I followed Bushiri. And I could say, he was given a gift. Don't say my gift. It's an issue of discovering our gifts. And that guy was given a gift. Kuma sina invest with gift ya gimana mpasa njani. Kuma gift manager anamba kuiguisa nchito mungu yaliga mawa mungu ndukumapita paka na kumachuka mpana wakafika South Africa. The moment he landed in South Africa and started following and he tested money. Bushiri Ujed manage Bushiri is one of the few people that made Bushiri. Mary was always ahead of Bushiri. She was always ahead. Academically, monetary wise, Mary Mchidimanda. I mean, amine zintuzake. Ish. Apakana. Pajijewa dimati apakana. Mary Bushiri is the one that Mizintu Zinkani za mudumanga zima kaza mbili. Nkani za kumalawi. Sudi za muduma eneo, you know. Ajina Mary Bushiri left a very good job, you know, an international job. Maybe than the Bushiri of South Africa. She was the one who was bankrolling Bushiri. Bushiri uja ngakale ama onega dosa samba, but ana dosa samba kwambi. Anyway, my team is telling me kunena kuti Hope Kaira actually amayanka muntu opusa wina wake. So Hope big up. Walandira zibozosa mukuza Hope. I mean one kuisa Hope yo. Ndo si Hope. Kise Hope ndo ali goal. Yeah, man. So Mary Bushiri, she's the one that actually, one that Kamangila create a monster. If one amanga sponsor, amango panga support mamuna wage. Amango panga support mamuna wage. So vuto sukutindira married, alias and responsibility for us bambo tindi capacity. So this life, when you listen to my life, you need to listen to everything, even the joke that I made, because you learn something from everything. Tindika kapasi kakacha kubanga excuse men and blame everything on women. This is not what I'm doing. Before the feminists come, Bushiri is responsible of the 80%, but the 25%. So this is a problem that is 105%. It can't be 100 because Bushiri is a big problem for Africa, not just for Malawi. And they are way ahead, advanced. Komanu amatapanga link ndantu azungu. Swala ukuba azinzake. You know, koma kuti zake zijaza ujen. Even Ebet Angel, he can't do his stupid things with Europe. They're London. We bank study London. Blind Jumai na Ebet Angel. I'm not scared of a human being. I'm more of a human being. Keep on being scared of a human being. And I wonder which God you are serving. Which God you pray to. kuli azibusa opa Bushiri pali azibusa opa ansembe opa china Bushiri. And I wonder kuli inu ansembe amene seminar imene munapita ino ndi before ineyo ndinangolekeza ku St. Paul's Apostle Seminary ka junior seminary ka secondary basi kuma seminary imene inandipasa nguvu kuchanko evangelism timati nguvu inandipasa mphamvu and understanding yonena kunena kuti mulungu ndi ndani. Ineyo ngata Alexius ndikuena kukhala ndi ubale wanga ndi mulungu as me, because God opens his doors to me as Alexius, not as Alexius wa Catholic kamena Alexius nzake wa father wakuti Alexius open period ndi father wakuti. No, the Catholic Church has taught me how to pray, and it has given me book lodi ngati ndili beto nena ndithoza kuwerenga pemphero la mphamvu, and anthu ena ake mainena Catholic kunena kuti anthu amene anasokoneza understanding ya Katolika ya mulungu ndachina Bushiri, then ndilole kuti ndi masule mainena Catholic mapemphero oloweza, because you are stupid, because you don't understand. Jesus taught us how to pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Why did he teach us how to pray? If mapemphero olemba aja ndo sokonekera mapemphero oloweza ndivuto. So uzimene mapanga mipingo ina yachi jina balala basi zayisawa ngamene simupangisa kuti dziko lizisauka. I want the evangelical, it's not everyone, the evangelical church to stand up to truth and being able to nip out these false prophets, these false evangelists, these I'm the bishop, I am the apostle. Oh. Mere Bushiri sponsoring Shepherd Bushiri kumayambiriro kupita kumene kuja munthu janali kuti anali mphaso ndithu yotumikira Mulungu anampasa mphaso, koma the moment ndalama zinayamba kubwera, the moment anaona anthu chicken chamadya fu yose faka Bushiri imene ngamapitatu pali zithunzi mungozitumiza magaya yanu ija akupemphera kuphiri kuzuzu kuja. And the third part is kuti the place where he studied is as menana sira ko Bushiri, and that's where you see kuti munthu he's a fraud. Bushiri is a fraud inside out. How is it any mapanga olesu kamba za Bushiri? Because I feel it is so obvious kuti munthu uja and he's a criminal. It's so obvious that he's a savage. It's so obvious kuti ngakhale wa peza ndalama over the years, ngakhale wadya ndalama zokubaso, he hasn't improved his life. Like even the way he speaks English. Have you listened to how he speaks English? You know how ayanya kuzigenza zinthu za muchitumbuka kapena muchiyao kapena muchingonde kapena muchichewa ndi aziyankhula. Like umachita kuona kuti munthu yakupanga translate akuchosa chinthuchi muchichewa muchitumbuka kana kuzaika mchizungu amavutika. That's why mablanda ena even akamafuna kupanga fake miracles. Fake miracles ajana katha kumatheka. Kumano is not that advanced in the language, in the Queen's language. But at that level, if you are stealing people's money like that, if you're going to be the face of politicians who want to wash money, if you're going to be the laundry for them, you're supposed to improve your language. That's why in a patience na madingwaja, anabanga improve language, you know, to speak streetwise as person, patience na matako yankula kizungu, because you need to look sharp, you need to look believable, you know, you look intelligent. But patience sama kuza no, hey, you need to school in mandivuda, you know, people imamuvuda before. Even after that, he hasn't done anything, which is okay. Okay, so school is not a measure of success, and we don't go to school could exactly billionaires, because there is also a false teaching that is going around. And school is very important. Asaza kuna mize ni mtu kunena kuti school ndio panda ntchito ndamene akunena kuti school ndio panda ntchito. Anyone ameanza kuzenga school ndio panda ntchito iyeyo ana inu pitani ku school. But don't go to school to be rich, to become rich. Go to school to change your life and to change the life of others. Go to school to change your thinking and your mentality. And when you change your mentality, then you can be deciding, I should make money. But in this world, usually their mind is to look for money. They don't really get money unless they are corrupt and they are stealing, they are doing all sorts of things. Normally, how the world works is people that find solutions for people, they are the ones that get money. Money follows them. So in any mapanga challenge to me, and talk about nina, hey, weyo, umanina antifa upanga sanje. I'm very brilliant. I'm very intelligent. I'm good looking for standard. I'm super cute. I can prove it. In fact, you don't have to justify you're good looking. I'm very handsome. And because then the word of God, when I read the word of God and when I preach the word of God, when I'm in line with God, if I'm again for beautiful. Meaning, yes, one has a sincere transformation. That happens in our lives. You know that many years so the transfiguration happens to us. And even people can find us very attractive because the word is burning in us. My point is, I can prove when I was at St. Paul the Apostle Seminary, now in Mr. Spas, my brother Spas, I won. I was the most good-looking guy at St. Paul's the Apostle Seminary. According to as many as jazz modeling, obviously, upon singazi sinanka anyamata skuzima yanganana model kumandingu kambana in the context. When I went to say to Juchanko, I modeled, I modeled and I won. Dinakala, Mr. Chanko. So I can show receipts to the thing. In any some evidence, deal. Never compete by Unima. My university also to me that Yamata to wala. In a guy on my easy and I never saw many Kamangila in Zanga, even the Kamanga, the Kamaga end. You Kamangila so far and my way home. Not because I didn't have clothes, but because I organized. I was very disorganized. So didn't have to Baba Shobuka metang and my style, and scenario. We all need to secondary, primary and secondary. And the moment I was in Form 4, I can enter bank can be too much. Not Eminem. Anyway, where am I driving at? I'm driving at the fact that Mary, Anna Panga Bankro, Anna Muzusa Bushidi, Kuncho Samatope. The Mutsuka, Kumanga Kalibi Banosana, Kumano, Simena Naliri. Ndo timbira jabe nkului. Bushiri wafika South Africa, he connected himself to politicians because politicians listen to Anthamulungu. They listen to Anthamulungu. Tuminamina he connected to Elliot Angel. Elliot Angel I'm describe how he met Bushiri. I don't know whether that's true story, but that's the story he tells us. Kudana pita muni kuja kakumana naye anamudigira for the whole day, kajana mzori digira gai kumayana muiwala. But kena go yo jana na muntu indwaje kurubio. He listens, these people don't mafuna do loyalty. They want the submission. Yes, they want submission. So they were describing what Bushiri was submissive. That's why in the son wage. And you're the spiritual father. Nga Jazzy and the BBC do. Mazango on is out there. Papa is a gold digger. The little gold digger. And in my minds, only my minds. Muna besa branchi. Ineo mwakudi ndege mnagula kutiko. Si ntama ijamu kabeleka cash. Antu usiku lose utaziwe ningera ndlama. Antu wanje. So Bushiri kumengu jako anapanga niti. Kuma politician amene anali close kwa mbindi Bushiri. Amene anapanga na chuma cha mbindi. Anali Zuma, Jacob Zuma, ande maziwa Zuma. Anayendi zake kumano chimuntu nejacho chinampanga chinankweza Bushiri kwambiri. The other aspect of it was obviously my ministers aja and then akula police and all that. So Bushiri was dead. There was a moment where he could go any door and any door could open for him. And it was not because of anything, but it was because amachapa dalama za antuakuba South Africa. South Africa corruption is huge. And if there's anyone that has exploited the corruption in the system, the Bushiri. So Bushiri akamakamba the system of South Africa is corrupt. It's true because he he's one of the people that benefited from the corruption. So Bush used the corruption. So Shepherd Bush, South Africa, which anagwisa ntchito system ya corruption yo, kufinya nayo anthu, kupha nayo anthu, kugwirira anthu, ku fraud, externalization of forex, tanchani, and nthawi imene jayo Bushiri samapanga invest ku Malawi. Palibe chimene amapanga ku Malawi. Ndi anthu amakamba kuti hey Bushiri son of the soil. Soil yake ya kumidima, soil yake ya pasi pa nyanja. Ku Malawi kuja amenja si son of the soil. Zopusa zanuzo kongo. Bushiri he raped a lot of women. Now, rape, there are a number of things. Let me describe the kind of rape that Bushiri involved. Panali rape yozi banga force on women. Panali rape ya force so it kamakamba za rape pamaka consent, absence of consent. For you to prove rape, but when I would mutasakari tu avomera kuti agone nawe. Komano malamulo ama nena so nena kuti ngati munthu avomera kuti agone nawe utamuuza zaboza imene yonso ndi rape. So it's rape that comes when the consent has been given from false promise. So if there is a false promise, ukamuuza munthu ndikukwatira, for instance, munthu uja ndikunena ati ndikukwatira ndikusegula miyendo, zimayi amene wamugwiririra, mtsikana amene wamugwiririra, ngati ali 18 or 21 and above. Koma ngati ali 16 and below, olavomere, even atalemba email, or atalemba kala, or text, kuti ine ndikukufuna, ndipo ine amene ndikufuna kupanga nawe izizi, ngati wagona naye imene ndi defilement, day in, day out, usiku usana, imene yo ndi defilement. Neno, mumve izizi za false promises. So, pali marepa amene apanga Bushiri kwa gona azimayi, asana vomere. And rape imene imakhala common. Asana vomere kapena ndi false promise, under the pretense of false promise. Kumpasa munthu uja lonjezo laboza. So consent imene amapereka chilolezo chimene amapereka kuti agone nawe, ngati wampasa chilolezo chaboza, imene yo imasanduka chani kugwiririra. Ndi ku Malawi kujaso kuli anthu amene mukugwiririra. Statutory rape. And then pali rape ina imene imachitika pa munthu amene ali ndi power and influence, amene akufuna kugona ndi munthu uja akuperekera chilolezo mwamantha. Komanso nthawi zambiri relationship imene imakhala pwetu, nthawi zambiri anthu sanena kuti I think ase ndikufuna tigonane, kapena ndikufuna ndikunyenge, kapena ndikufuna tinyengane, kapena ndikufuna ndigone nawe, I want to sleep with you, I want to have sex with you. Normally sizimakhala choncho. Anthu amangopeza kuti akukisana, olo akukisidwa, akumugwira munthu uja, kena wakuchamba kunkankha zovala za Ngati. So you should imagine prophet wa mega church yanu wakumana nisikana kaya wa praise team, kaya member wa mpingomo watantana wapita kuti akapempheredwe kaya upanga chani, nde munthu wa Mulungu prophet ayambe kungomugwira munthu uja kena kumpaka na sex. So there are a lot of instances where the sex was obtained without consent, but munthu anayiwa power. So let me not base on that, because I'm having munthu akhala interested in these sex for anthu umakunda zinthu zopusa. Mwayiwala kale kuti tikukamba za chigawenga chokupha anthu chogwirira, zotiso zimene tikukamba zinthu kugwirira kwa iniyonso mwayiwala, because your focus is on trivia, ndakupasa numbono wa rape. Umbono wenda upasaniyo, it's not even 50% of what is, in fact it's just 1% of the evidence of the entire issue. And then za rape uzo mina ita within 22% of the evidence on rape. There's so much documentation. Mulandu wa Bushiri, milandu ya South Africa ya Bushiri, anayiona mkulu uja unena kuti milandu imendi nayo ndiyo nditawalwa nayo pamene Bush naye President Zuma anapeza kuti wayamba naye kulanda milandu mpaka nakuyankha pana Kamangila maso Zuma uja nakalowa kundende buliona Allah Ngati president and Zuma ni muntu wa influence with South Africa because of their tribal setup, you know, inaonso kumekuja tribalism, mutante regionalism, mutante watu amene, you know, is difage mali mauja. Part of his power is kuti there is a section of people kuti watu mali and isanga mpange kanthu amene ujayo zimavuta zimeso zifati ndi munthu onena kuti ampa. So Buchira anaona kuti amwene Zuma former president wa dziko for judiciary ya ku South Africa to is not a job. Sizathu zampweteta. Even what they write. The system is it's not good corruption kulibe koma corruption yake si auti tsiru ngati yathu. Corruption ilipo for dziko lijalili so much corrupt. Koma judiciary is what stands out kumene kujago. And if the judiciary ya ku South Africa inakhala yopusa ngati yaji na chikopayi, inakhala auti tsiru ngati yaji na nzikamanda. Dziko la South Africa bwezita goka. Economy jasina kakhala strong as it is. You know, the Guptas captured the state, but the economy survived because how strong their economy is, how big. The economy is so big in South Africa. But also you had a judiciary that works. You can't have an economy that is strong when you don't have a proper judiciary ngataji na chikopaji. Antongo landira kena kali konse. Ando majita kumusatira client. Kuti kesi bwanji. Tapanga ni tipanga jono mubanga bwanji. Kuma gawana ndrama zicha asana lembe chigamu. Akama kalemba chigamu agawana kali ndrama. Agawana kali ndrama. Now, you need to wake up as Malawians. Bushiri, muntu wa mulungu. Ngatama tawa ku South Africa uja. Kuti akutawa zabwino bwino. Amaina atafika anene kuti ndikutawa chaku chaku. Iye ujadu kutawa matawa kuti ataona kuti msystem muja palibe amenanga mutetezi. Alandirano la muno. So muntu oti sana zowere kuyenda mu choonadi. Akaona kuti light ino yabwera. Ino mukamuna muntu kuti magesa kazima ali busy. Amakhala nthu magesa kazima. Amakhala busy. Magesa kango yaka. Kufasa kwakeko. Ngati chisoni baba. Kufasa. Ayina Bushiri aja magesa naye akira ku South Africa kuja. Zose pambela mbanda anaona kuti maya zapasipo khala utawa. He was running away from accountability, from responsibility, from answering his charges. He wasn't running away infa utawa infa, because the South Africans, if they want to kill Shepherd Bushiri, they would kill him right in Malawi. You know, Malawi mungona ngati South Africans atafuna mupa Bushiri sanga mupe ku Malawi. Tanuze njimeni ngamange stop South Africans. Kuti cholinga chawo ngarango funa kuti amupe amusowese Bushiri. Angalepere kumupa Bushiri on what basis? So anyone who has a brain who know kuti, and we need to know kuti South Africa Bushiri janatawa bwanja. And he still, even kutawa Bushiri, he used the corrupt system of South Africa when he said the system is corrupt, but iwe kuti kutawe kumene unayuza corrupt system imwe. So muntu onena kuti once justice was not going to use anakapeza njira yotukira amene mchachabu na tawe koma asapeze kuti wazipakapaka fire uja, he is not clean. The kind of crimes that Bushiri committed in South Africa, if you are Malawi timayenera kukhala serious ndikumtumiza back to South Africa. Mosa vuta so koma boma la Chagwera nali boma lopepera kwambiri. That guy was indecisive. And so he allowed, and that guy was also in bed with the judiciary. Iwa jana ndinjira when utikazaka nika kuluwina my election, this was a judiciary. And Chikopa was waiting. Fatu pali ubale wa ukuru, and I will show you kusogolo because in Edo, I'm not going anywhere. In the fight against corruption in Malawi, the fight against corruption in the justice system, I'm not going anywhere. Hey. What you must know is this. Mene makavota muja. IMCB anali ndi ma plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and nkhani imene inachitika kwa Pemba ndikukana kupereka injunction koma kulola kuti kale sijakhale judicial anapha pamene paja anapha anakakana zonse khani chemapita direct kwa chikopa uja ndikuvomera. And we should, as Malawians, we never celebrate Pemba, Justice Pemba, but we need to celebrate him. And of course, he has to be independent. But he stood the law. Because I was looking at what judicial. I never understood Pemba when that judgment came out. I'm a permission for judicial review. On what basis? Because judicial review on a decision of the Malawi Electoral Commission would not make sense if the Malawi Electoral Commission had not made any decision. So, anagana obere injunction, but judicial review yidige. Ana abwiteka bene bajaga. Ana abwiteka. And of course, the grounds, so it made it so, but also the pressure was so huge. And Antajamazo also did, and her paid, Kumaso, Chagwela Bomari Satengabe. The intel was clear, you know, and her apana, Chagwela Sumapiro Panako, Satenga Bomari. Chagwela, ni bushi, Samasiana when. Kusana wangona wudi.
Zachitika kuti. Zachitika nthawi zanji. Kodi nanga amene wapanga ndani. Musakhale nawo gulu lovutika ndi mphekesera ayi. Tapangani subscribe ku Malawi Daily Headlines lero. Kuti zochitika mdziko mwanu momwe zisamakuphonyeni.